So John, we're all set for a big cup match on Friday away to Finn Harps. The lads have had a couple of weeks off in terms of competitive matches. How have you used the time to prepare them for this big one, please?
Yeah, I think, first and foremost we gave the lads a couple of days. I think we're in a lot, so we gave them a couple of days to kind of recuperate and be away from each other. I think it's important that they get time away as well. So and then we came back and got back into it. We've obviously had a few boys away on international duty, which is fantastic for them and fantastic for the club, and so getting them back in the building now before the game and just gone through our usual pre-match prep. Just obviously looking through Finn Harps. We went up and watched Finn Harps last week, with us not having the game, and watched the game against Waterford to try and see if there's anything we can take from that, and then obviously just went through all the analysis from the last wee while and show the players the areas we feel we can get at them, areas feel we need to be mindful that they can hurt us, and all the kind of usual stuff that we do in any other big game that we have.
In terms of the run to the quarterfinals, we had that 2-1 win in Longford. Adam Murphy and Chris Forrester, penno on target in that one, and then the drama of the penalties after the scoreless draw in Derry. So how would you sum up our cup campaign so far? Yeah,
we've obviously had to do a bit of travelling. Going back up to Finn Harps is another one. So it's certainly, when you're in the cup, you would always prefer a home draw and have your home crowd behind you. But I think, in each of them games we've had fantastic support. We're going to have, by all accounts, we've got a fantastic crowd going up again to Finn Harps, which will help massively, and it'll give the players huge confidence having them behind them.
Yeah, in and around 400 away tickets sold so far in a third away game in the cup run. So, the crowd will travel in big numbers again, and you've given them 2 good days on the road so far, so touch wood, the fans and the players together at the end will be celebrating a semi-final place.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. That's, I think cup games are always difficult. I think they're, home form and league form and all sorts of that stuff goes out the window. It's about performing on the day, and I'm sure they'll have watched us and we'll be coming up with a game plan to try and nullify our key players. But it's important that we, as a team, we try and play quick, try and play fast, play the tempo, and try and attack the spaces that we feel we can hurt them in.
I know you travelled up with Graham Kelly to watch their match on Friday as well. What type of opponent do you expect?
I expect them to have loads of energy and to be well organised. I know they lost the game 4-0, but they had a couple of really big opportunities at 0-0 and at 1-0 in the game that could quite have easily swung the momentum of the game, and Waterford were ruthless in their finishing, which I think is going to be important, that when we get chances we punish them, and we make sure we take them, that it swings the momentum in our favour. And I think it's important that we get back to, as I said, moving the ball quickly and looking to get our key players on the ball in positions where they can hurt any team in the league or in the country.
And lastly, John, you're facing a similar issue at the previous couple of weeks, but almost everybody fully fit. We know that Tom 𝗛𝗏𝗧 is out and Sam Curtis will miss the game through suspension, but apart from that, some headaches again. Probably a good place to be though as the manager over the last 2 weeks, watching the lads train and them all competing for a place in the team.
Yeah, well that's it. I think it's there's always kind of logic to why you make your decisions, and so it's other headaches that I have that are, when you have injuries and players out, it's sometimes it's a lot easier because you don't have to give the disappointing news of leaving people out of squads. But that's where we're at, and I think it's important that the lads that haven't been in the squads continue to train well and wait for their opportunity, because no doubt something will crop up between now and the end of the season where they're needed. And I think that's the importance of training at a high level and training at an intensity every day. That's why we demand that of the players, and we make sure that they do train right, because you just never know when that opportunity will present itself.